Hello everyone, Kristina here. Welcome to the March 2023 mail call video. For those of you who are unfamiliar, mail call is a feature that I have on my YouTube channel where I give you a theme for each month and then you send me cards based on that theme and then we get to see them on video. So here we are, we're going to be looking through the cards that I received for the month of March. And the theme for March was stencils. So anything to do with stencils, and I have pulled aside so many really fun cards that have fun ideas for what to do with a stenciled background or different techniques with stencils. So here we go. And after I finish talking you through the ones that that really stood out to me, I will show all of the cards at the end. All right, so this first one, let me grab it really quick here. This first one right here is from Martha in Jamaica. And I really love this one because look how she did the clouds. The clouds are coming in from the top, it's like there's cloud cover and there's a little bit of sun coming up through here. I just thought that was a really fun way to show a very hopeful scene for a sympathy card. I thought that was really neat. So once again, this is Martha in Jamaica. This next card is from Joan in New Hampshire. And look at this fun, well, first of all, look at the envelope. That's adorable. All those little kind of dandelions with the stenciled dots going back there. But the reason I wanted to show you this is, let me tip it so you can see it a little bit better. There's layering. There's two layers of a stencil texture. You've got the little dots and also the large dots. I thought that was such a fun way to use what would normally be a pretty simple stencil, just layering them and using a lighter yellow and then a more intense mustard yellow. I thought that was really, really nice. So once again, this is Joan in New Hampshire. Oh, and I almost missed it. On the front of the envelope, there's a little bit of that too. Just such a fun envelope idea. This next card and envelope set comes from Caitlin in Spring Hill, Florida. And look how fun this is. Okay, first of all, the envelope is so pretty. I love the really subtle stenciling she's done through here, how it kind of fades off the edge. I thought that was really interesting. And there's a little splatter of, it looks like some gold paint and maybe like a silver, very subtle splatter. It's also on the top edge. And then look at this card. What? It is so cute. And I love this sentiment. This is one that I designed for Simon, so I particularly love it. But look how fun. I love that the light blue really makes the green stand out. It's just gorgeous. And I love that she's included some little pops of pink just for a little color difference. This is just a stellar card. So cool. And there's even a greeting inside. I love that. Such a beautiful card. This next card and envelope comes from Evelyn in Estonia. And first of all, I have to show you the envelope. Well, here's the envelope, and it was wrapped in plastic, and then she put this sort of label on top to mail it to me. Covered up her address up here, but look at this fun stamp with the two girls and the cat, and then she put Mail Call March. I just thought it was so fun and interesting. Such a fun way to decorate an envelope. And then the card itself, well, first of all, the envelope has a large stenciled feather on it. Really, really cute. And then there's that same feather, and it has this these popped up words that say "miss you." And it looks like they're stenciling on that as well. And then it's on the inside. I just thought that was such a fun way to use a really large feather stencil and also this texture across the bottom. Just so fun. So once again, this is Evelyn from Estonia. Okay, this card is from Karen in Washington. And look how fun this is. She's created a little scene with a little puffin. And I wanted to call this one out specifically because she's used a circle stencil or a mask to create the sun. And it's just such a fun, simple way to create a scene using a very, very simple shape. I thought that was a really fun way to use it. Okay, this one is so creative. It's from Laurie in New York, and she notes, let's see that it came from her inner Jennifer McGuire. She used Simon Hurley's candle stencil, and then she said that the books are all made out of the candles. So she did send along a little example of what that candle stencil looks like, but she turned it this way to create stacks of books. How fun is that? Such an interesting and creative way to use a stencil. So, and then she even has a little bookmark inside. Such a fun card, and she put like a cloth texture on the spine to make it even look like a book itself. Such amazing theming from, you know, the front of the card all the way to the inside. So creative. And once again, this is Laurie in New York. This card is from Kim in St. Louis, Missouri, and she did mark that she's under 18, but she didn't put her age. So I don't really know if she is or not, but I did want to show her card. I think it's really cool. She used kind of a textured paper. I don't know if you can see that there. It's like the kind of like a leather textured paper, and then she stenciled over the top. So fun. I love all the texture and the greeting going right over the top. I just want to like touch this card. There's just a lot of texture. It's really fun. So this is from Kim. This next card is from Libby in Colorado, and she is 15 years old. Look how fun this is. I love all of the texture, and it looks like maybe layered stenciling in the background, and she's got some sequins and this really large grading. Such a fun card, and it's like a substantial card. There's a lot of heft to this card. It's really, really pretty. I love that. Sherry in Nova Scotia, Canada sends this card, and I had to show you this one. This is like, wow. Look at the layering, the stenciling overlapping each other, the patterns, and then how she's taken the kind of HBD for happy birthday. She's put vellum over the top to soften it. There's an arrow pointing to the man under an umbrella. Such a cool looking card, and it's just amazing. It's got like a very vintage, grunge, kind of masculine feel to it. Such a cool card. I'm surprised she didn't want it back. I would send this back to her, but I'm just going to save it and pass it on to someone who can use it. So amazing. So great job, Sherry. Okay, these next three cards all sort of use a similar technique, and I wanted to point it out as sort of just a kind of one of those techniques or methods that you can use for your backgrounds and stencils. So this first one comes from Brenda in North Carolina, and she's taken like a stenciled background and cut out the center and popped up just that center area so that you have sort of like a hidden peekaboo sort of texture. I thought that's really neat. Very similar to this card, or a similar idea to this card from Sophie in Toronto, Canada. And she has a stenciled background that she's cut out some separate shapes and then popped those up a little bit so you get a little bit of the shadow. So a really similar technique, but a fun way to use background. And along that same line, we have this card from Jenny in Ecuador. And she's done sort of a similar thing, except she's popped up the outer area. So she's cut out like a circle frame or two circles, and the interior area she's kept down onto the surface of the card and popped up the interior circle as well as the frame on the outside. So just a really fun way to break up a stenciled pattern and have a little interest. Nikki in Palmetto, Florida sent this card along, and this is really fun. I wanted to point this out because she's taken like a repeating pattern, and after she stenciled it and inked first, then she went over with just glitter in one area. So she's highlighting one element of the stencil design. And I think that's just a really cool way to highlight different areas. You could even take this a step further and use a different color for that one area. It's a great way to add additional interest to a pattern. This card from Vicki Gray is so fun. I love this. I can tell she's done kind of like a double stenciling technique, which is similar to what Jennifer and I did in last week's live stream. So she's taken two stencils and used them together, kind of overlapping, and it gives such a cool texture. I love that. This card from Anita in Germany just really stood out to me, and it's so simple, and so I love this very intricate stencil she's used, and she's blended with very, very soft colors. And then I don't know if you can see, but on the greeting, it looks like she stamped it twice, once in a light gray and once in a black, and it gives it a very, very subtle shadow. I think it just looks really, really neat. And she's also got some little dots that are adhered. Such a cool way to create a card. And I love that the blend ends quite a bit away from the edge, so you have a nice frame. Just a really well executed card. And the last one of these that I'm going to highlight is from Ritva. I'm not sure I'm not sure how to say this person's name, from Finland. And I thought this was just so pretty. Look at this, the colorful kind of rainbow blend going across using this stencil. And then they've taken, looks like maybe some stamps and done a silver emboss on vellum and then adhered that over the top. Just a really fun, colorful card. So beautiful. So those were all the cards that I wanted to highlight. Now I'm going to show every single card that I received for the month of March. If you would like to participate in future months, there's details and info down below in the video description. And here we go. So those are all of the cards that I received for March. There were a few that came in late for January and February, so I've included those in that kind of montage of photos you just saw. Thank you so much for participating. The theme for April, you can still send in cards, and that theme is birthday cards. So lots and lots of kind of open ideas for that. I hope you guys will join, and thank you so much for watching today. I will see you guys in another video very soon.